Before getting into today's video, we have a brand new gift code as well. It's only going to work for this weekend, so do enter it. The code is going to be KBSR260328. Okay, so basically today's date. It's only going to work this weekend, so let's redeem it. Now let's do a quick guide for Hayawake, and I'm going to talk about kind of the way you want to play him, and also show you guys a gameplay footage of him in action. So first of all, Hayawake, I highly recommend everyone to train him up. Like no matter whether you're free to play, pay to win, no matter what position you play, etc. The reason is very simple. In a match, you absolutely need to have a big man on your team, and by big man, basically I normally mean like a center or power forward who's capable of rebounding and also blocking. You absolutely need one on your team. Like in team composition in this game, you can ignore any other position. For example, you don't need a shoot guard, you don't need a point guard, you don't need a small forward. However, a big man you absolutely need on every single team. Okay, so that's kind of why you are gonna be sometimes in a situation where if none of your teammates actually pick a big man, you have to go for one. And Hayawake is someone who the game literally gives you on day 2, and also extremely cheap to build because his talent card only costs 10 fragment, and also he's just generally very good character as well, and you can even go quite universal with the way his potential ability are going to be built. So that's kind of why I highly recommend everyone to pick him. And even if just for a backup option where your teammates don't pick a center, then at least you have that safety net of making sure there will be someone on your team grabbing the rebound and also doing the blocking for the dunks and layup, etc. Okay, now in terms of talent priority, because it's so cheap to build, it pretty much just you can unlock everything if you really want to. The only one I'll probably suggest not doing, well, not suggest not doing, but there's no need to do it. It's going to be this dunking move, because first of all, he can already dunk by himself, even if you don't level up. Level it up just give you a slightly more variation, but I'm going to be honest, there's post spin. If you do this, there's a high likelihood you'll be stolen. If you do this, this is very much fixed into just a very small range. So none of those is really worth unlocking. So even if you are going to do a dunk, you don't actually need them to be unlocked. Okay, so that's basically talent priority. Everything else you pretty much want to unlock. And then for Awakening, I'll probably recommend going up to Awakening 5. Once again, he's a very cheap character, so it should be fairly easy. Awakening 5, he's going to get vertical, which is very important. And also, he's going to get this passive ability where he can use his skills without acceleration. Okay, and then that comes to the point of how do you want to play him. The way you want to play him is that he is not in a traditional center point of view where you normally just squat underneath the basket, because he's actually relatively fast because of the power forward. So what that basically means is that there's no need for you to camp underneath the basket, especially because one of his main advantages is that he's actually going to get increased basically rebound range when he's actually sprinting. Okay, so this is coming from his skill 1. So the way you want to play him is that actually he can be somewhat, rather than camping underneath the basket, he can actually maneuver around, and when you need to go for a rebound, you use the sprint button to rush back to the basket and then just go and jump straight for it. Okay, you don't need to box out for him either. And even though he does have a box out ability, what you see here is that when he's actually out of position, so when he's actually behind by and boxed out by someone else, he's able to instantly move in front of them. So once again, that just shows you don't need to box out with him. He is literally supposed to be played where he's just running around everywhere, trying to assist in defense, and when there's a rebound, he go and rush back and try to catch for that rebound. Okay, so that's normally going to be the way you want to play him. Okay, now let's do potential build for Hayawake. For the blue one, it's going to be vertical mid-range. You want vertical because it helps for both blocking and also rebound, which is exactly what a center needs. For the green one, you have 2 choices. You can either go for block vertical or you can go for rebound vertical. Personally, I actually prefer block vertical over rebound vertical for 2 reasons. Number one is that Hayawake is already very good at rebounding. However, he has no blocking skill at all. So you kind of want to compensate for that so that at least you are still capable of blocking some of the enemy dunks and layup. And then the other reason is that at level 5, rebound vertical is going to give you an extra stats in boxing out, which you don't normally use Hayawake to boxing out. It's just like sprint and jump for the rebound rather than boxing out to secure best position. So I personally feel like boxing out is a bit wasted, with contest rate can actually be a bit more useful, especially if you're trying to assist in defense. So that's kind of what out of 2, I'm personally leaning towards block vertical a bit more. But if you want to build him in a way where he just completely dominates rebound and does nothing else, then obviously rebound vertical is also going to be a good choice. And then for the yellow one, I'm going for mid-range block, mainly because I don't actually want to play center if possible because I'm playing from Europe, so my ping is relatively higher, and that basically means my reaction timing is going to be a bit more strict in comparison to others in terms of like rebound timing and block timing. So that's why personally I don't actually want to play this center position. So I pick a potential set which can be universally used on the other character I'm going to play, and that's going to be mid-range block. However, if you do actually want to play Hayawake optimally, then the best one here is going to be dunk rebound, because obviously Hayawake doesn't do mid-range, he does dunk instead, okay? So this would be the most optimal one for the yellow slot. Then in terms of his trades, there will be two you absolutely need. One is area zone, so that increases your block range for dunks and layup. Like I said, Hayawake is really weak on blocking because he has no ability on that, so you absolutely need this in order to defend against dunks and layup. And then other one I recommend is going to be rebound master. This one is because when you are sprinting, which is exactly going to be the timing when Hayawake jumps, right? Remember, he actually have a rebound skill when he is actually accelerating when he's sprinting. So you will be sprinting with Hayawake just before rebound anyway, and when you do that, you're going to get extra rebound competitiveness, okay? So that's kind of why those two is kind of like a must-have for Hayawake. Then as for the third slot, I'm using this one, shot blocker, because every now and then I like to actually assist in defense. One thing which to me jumps out for Hayawake in comparison to other traditional center who just camp underneath the basket is the fact that Hayawake would be capable of running around. So as a result, you kind of want to help assist in defense. So shot blocker to me is actually quite good from that perspective. However, the other option you can also go for if you want to concentrate a bit more on just rebound, because for example, let's say you don't actually want to assist in defense too much, then the other option you want to go for is actually going to be rebound instinct, okay? Just to magnify his rebound ability even further. Okay, so that's going to be everything you need to know to build and also play Hayawake. Now let me show you some gameplay footage of him in action.
邪魔すんなよ。
今度こそいっぱい行け。
邪魔すんなよ。
俺が決めるんだ。任せとけ。
ああ、もうこれ以上無理だ。邪魔すんなよ。
俺が決めるんだ。やりますよやりますよ俺。練習の成果を今こそ。
邪魔すんなよ。ああ、もうこれ以上無理だ。
行け。
邪魔すんなよ。
手加減し俺が決めるんだ。
邪魔すんなよ。
俺が決めるんだ。行け。
オーライ。
よせ。狙い通りだってよ。今度こそいっぱい俺が決めるんだ。今度こそいっぱいよせ。よっしゃーテンション上がってきた。俺が決めるんだ。よせ。任せとけ。おーよーしそうやるぞ。取るぞいバウンド。任せとけ。
カメラが何も面白くねえんだよ。
任せとけ。おーよーしそうやるぞ。取るぞいバウンド。
邪魔すんなよ。
よせ。
来なくてもいい。
おーよーしそうやるぞ。取るぞいバウンド。俺が決めるんだ。俺が決めるんだ。やりますよやりますよおえ。